What's up, everybody? Welcome to Kinda Funny Games Daily, the final Kinda Funny Games Daily of 2018. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the Reverend Jared Petty.
Behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy, which will be to all people, Greg.
Wow, look at you. You said stuff.
It's that Christmas time.
Good stuff. That Christmas stuff.
That holiday season.
What's the plan for Christmas, Jared Petty?
Joy as Noel. I'm going to hop on an airplane on the 24th of this month, here on the Christmas Eve, fly across the country to Washington, D.C., and spend the Christmas holiday with my two best friends from college, along with Angie.
That's awesome.
And their little 4-year-old. And we're going to mostly just sit around for several days. I think that's pretty much the plan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's the question, Jared Petty.
Yes, sir.
EJ writes in to kindafunny.com/KFGD and says, Happy holidays to the Kinda Funny crew. Thanks for another year of entertainment. A question. What games do you plan on playing over the holidays? I was going to finish Dragon Quest XI and Assassin's Creed Odyssey, but fighting games are keeping me away. All these patches had to release around the same time, so I'll just be going between Smash, Soul Calibur 5, and Soul Calibur 6, if I'm reading that right.
Oh.
P.S. Greg's British accent made me spit out my coffee. Accent is more authentic than Gary's. Gary's fake.
Let's hear it again, Greg.
Oh, governor!
There we are.
You go.
You fit right in at the Dickens Fair.
It's our final day here in the office. What are you doing with? You're going away, but you still have some days in the front and the back there. What are you planning to play? What are your gaming wish list accomplishments?
Mostly I'm working those days, but once I step away for that vacation, obviously bringing Smash Brothers with me. Because it's going to be a group of 4 friends hanging out, so never hurts to have Smash Brothers.
Now, are you
along.
bringing the dock and everything else? Or you just
bringing the whole dock, bringing the shindig, bringing the 8-bit interface, bringing the USB interface, bringing the GameCube controllers, bringing the Joy-Cons, whole thing. But when I'm not doing that, I really want to finish Obra Dinn, which is really cool.
Yeah,
I've gotten kind of sucked into that, and I need to. This is going to be my time to go back and try to like Odyssey again.
Okay, great.
Or I liked Odyssey, but to try to
actually
really
get into it.
You got to.
Are you doing it on Chrome still? Is that your plan?
I'm going to do it on Chrome.
Okay.
Yeah, no reason not to.
When does that turn off?
Till the middle of January.
Okay, great.
So I'm going to play it on there and go ahead and see if I can get more into it than I did before. Now that I got some time.
Awesome.
So that's the plan. And then on the plane, I think it'll be a lot of Smash and Obra Dinn probably.
Nice.
Yeah. What about you?
I've beaten the Spider-Man DLC 3 storyline and some of the stuff, but I need to finish off all Screwball challenges and. All the hideouts in there or whatever, and 100% that DLC. Then the plan has always been, okay, cool, tinker with the Division, work on some of the shields for Division 2, maybe play some Fallout with the one and only Grimecraft. Have him do that. I got my friend Poe into Fortnite. I want to play some of that with him. And maybe I was thinking, I've kind of got the hankering to go back to Tomb Raider, to go back and have a good single player there and do that. But I have been thinking of maybe, because like now that I'm knocking out all the trophies in Spider-Man, right? I have the platinum for the game and the 100% there. Then I'm going to have all the DLCs 100%ed, and then there's the New Game Plus. Sitting at 0%.
Just hovering up there waiting for you.
Do I want to play New Game Plus Spider-Man and do it on the hardest difficulty?
Yes, you do.
I do.
I'm also going to hop back into, or finish up Monster Boy, which I've fallen in love with. I just love Monster Boy. That'll probably be another airplane game. And with all these friends hanging around, these are my old college D&D group. So again, with the Switch, it's going to be like Ultimate Chicken Horse and Crawl and things like that. Just lots of 4-player zaniness, which is 4 people on a couch playing video games is my favorite thing in the world. We
made a show about it called Party Mode, but I digress. If you didn't know, this show is Kinda Funny Games Daily. Each and every weekday on a variety of platforms, we run you through the nerdy video game news you need to know about. If you like that, be part of the show. kindafunny.com/KFGD with questions, comments, concerns, bad PSN names for a little while longer, and everything else under the video game sun. Then tune in to watch us record it live, twitch.tv/kindafunnygames. If you're watching live, you have a special job. Go to kindafunny.com/you're wrong and tell us what we screw up as we screw it up, so we can set the record straight for everybody watching later on youtube.com/kindafunnygames and listening on podcast services around the globe. Housekeeping for you. Today, we're doing that Wingstop sponsored stream. We're going to eat a bunch of wings and play Smash Brothers as soon as we end Kinda Funny Games Daily. So tune in for that. If you're watching or listening later, that stream is going up on youtube.com/kindafunnygames. So you can check it out there. Don't you? I think there was talk of maybe playing on Joey's so we can unlock people. So we might have no room for your bullshit. And then we'll see how you can do, huh?
Oh,
Tough guy.
Kirby spam!
Also, of course, this is the last Kinda Funny Games Daily of 2018. Kinda Funny will return on Friday, January 4th for a 12-hour stream starting at 11 a.m. Pacific time on twitch.tv/kindafunnygames. In it, we will announce what our 2019 looks like. Kinda Funny 4.0, all sorts of announcements, exciting things, and you don't want to miss it, so come on by. And then Today we're brought to you by Loot Crate, but I'll tell you about that later. For now, let's begin the show with what is and forever will be the Roper Report. Time for some news. 3 items on the Roper Report.
A baker's dozen.
Number 1, it's happening. We knew that all these storefronts, things would be getting shaken up, and they are getting shaken up. The Walking Dead, formerly Telltale's The Walking Dead, now Skybound's The Walking Dead, is moving to the Epic Games Store. This is from Brian Crecente over at Variety. All future episodes of Telltale's The Walking Dead on PC will be published on the Epic Games Store, Skybound Games announced Thursday. People who already bought the season on a different PC platform will still receive the final 2 episodes through their previous point of purchase. The 3rd episode of Telltale's The Walking Dead, the final season, entitled Broken Toys, is set for a January 15th release on Epic's new online store. Epic Games Store will also be the host of the previous episodes of the final season for those who still want to buy it as well. The game will hit consoles January 15th as well. The sirens are on our end, listeners, not you.
There we go.
Quote, the team at Epic owns a major chapter in the history of the games industry. I'm all over it today. Said President and Interactive. I want to get away, bug. Why is there one bug bugging us? Leave us
this fly has been around for a while.
Entitled Dan Murray's and Skybound Games CEO Ian Howe in a prepared joint statement. We're excited to work together on their latest transformative event with the launch of the Epic Games Store. Epic stepped up to the plate immediately to work with us in order to bring the original team back together and ensure fans will receive the completed season of Telltale's The Walking Dead, the final season. So that's interesting. Going over there.
There's that flies on your head.
Get it.
When you moved, it flew away. We're starting. It's like a Walter White episode. We're trapped here. It's a bottle. It's a Ryan Johnson thing going on. No. All right. Thing that's most interesting to me about this, Greg, is do you think it's possible that Epic, formerly creator of Gears of War 3, for example, is going to start natively supporting their store with some sort of massive, exclusive, spiritual successor to something they're previously known for, or some kind of Fortnite exclusive spin-off that's only available through their product? They've already opened the market up so much. Do you think that there's any kind of move they'd make like that inside that space?
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
What do you got in mind?
I don't know. Fortnite's already out there, right? But like when I downloaded the Epic Games Store and I was doing it for Hades, right? Immediately in my library already was Fortnite. I never clicked on anything. Fortnite was there,
right?
And I think it's not beyond the realm of possibility that they're gonna put in a bunch of exclusive stuff to get you going, right? Because they already had Joey slacked me the other day, just like boom, there was a PlayStation Plus thing for Fortnite that was just on PlayStation. So you do anticipate that yes, they're gonna start putting in skins and stuff that you can only get there to drive you to use the store, and then while you're there, why not hang out for the best experience?
Well, I mean, that's why we all use Steam, is because they packed it into Half-Life 2 and made people download it.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to play Half-Life 2 that had a PC, and to play Half-Life 2, you had to download this crappy thing called Steam. It was terrible at the time. Later on, it became a wonderful marketplace, but that's how they built their install base. And so it makes sense for Epic to do something similar. I am happy to see this game have a home. I think the Epic Store sure looks like a great deal for developers. More money. Great tools. It seems spectacular. I know you don't play a lot of games on PC.
Damn right.
But for me, this is really exciting. And if my graphics card ever gets here, I'm going to take advantage of it.
You're still waiting on that thing.
I'm going to take it. Well, to be fair, that's my fault. I sent the RMA toward the end when I could send it so that it wouldn't arrive while I was on vacation.
Yeah, I can't give you too much crap, obviously, because I don't know if you see my Twitter lately. I've been chronicling my PlayStation 4 Pro trying to take off. And I've taken it apart. I blew in the fan. I did all. It's just still loud.
It's just dying for
just
you.
loud. I don't think it's dying. I think it's just a loud mother effer.
Well, if it's going to get loud, then that's usually a first step a first indicator that something else is going wrong.
I think I'm just going to come in and trade it for the Spider-Man PlayStation 4 Pro here. That way I don't have to deal with it.
I think that's a good plan.
Yeah, right. Because like we use it for party modes once in a while here.
Also, Spider-Man's awesome.
Also, it is awesome. Yeah, it's a weird. It's interesting because it sounds like such a big move, but and it is, I guess. It's just all future episodes of Telltale's The Walking Dead on PC will be published on the Epic Games Store, Skybound Games has announced. People who already bought the season on a different PC platform will still receive the final 2 episodes through their previous point of purchase. So it's really that it's just not. If I'm brand new wanting to get in, I have to go to Epic.
Yeah. I think this is, for both Discord and Epic for a while, the headline-worthy story is going to be something we've heard of is going to them. Like that'll be enough.
That is being removed from a store and going over.
Yeah, because that's a big deal. There hasn't been a lot of competition outside of GOG in the space in a long time. And GOG has a wonderful niche. I mean, their DRM free thing, if it's on GOG, that's where I buy it. because I love having DRM-free
Because you're
software.
a pirater. You like to pirate your stuff.
No, I don't.
You like to resell it all.
Not at all, but it's extremely nice to just be able to move it between computers, for example, when I'm switching over a system like this. My GOG stuff's not going to give me any difficulty. I like that about it.
Number 2 on the Roper Report, Niantic, you know him from Pokemon Go, wants next-gen AR ideas. This is from James Batchelor at gamesindustry.biz. Niantic has launched a new competition for developers to see what they can do with the firm's augmented reality technology. And there's a prize pool of more than $1 million on offer. The Niantic, I'm saying it right, Niantic Beyond Reality, you got me good. Developer contest is open to all developers and requires them to use the studio's real-world platform to build new mobile games that push boundaries of the tech. The company wants to see projects that explore 3 core pillars: exploration, exercise, and real-world social interaction. The deadline for submissions is February 17th, 2019, and finalists will get to work for a 3-month period on a demo they can show off at Niantic's HQ in San Francisco. There is also the suggestion that Niantic may assist with bringing these games to market, with mentions that finalists will be brought to San Francisco to meet executives to, quote, lay the groundwork for more to come. Niantic co-founder and CTO Phil Kesslin said, quote, while our focus is on games, we're encouraging applicants to think outside the box with their submissions. We can't wait to see the creative applications that bridge the gap between gaming and other areas of recreation and entertainment.
Cool by me.
Super cool.
Yeah.
I've done so much recently of like, man, Epic's been really good about giving back. It's cool to see Niantic do that too. Now, granted, I'm sure this is a move of, hey, come up with a great idea and then let us do it and publish it and yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
It's businessy, but it is also, hey, we have a ton of money. Pokemon Go's done really well, and we don't want to be a one-trick pony. We want to move this forward and keep people engaged.
And I'm a big fan of the whole, hey, let's open up a prize. Let's open up to the public. Let's see what ideas are out there from unconventional sources, from smaller studios, instead of having a very difficult approach process. No, bring your ideas in here. We want to see them. And again, people can be exploited in situations like that, but Niantic's not going to do that. They're public-facing enough. We don't have to worry about that kind of thing.
Sure,
and
that's
this
what
reminds
they all
me.
say.
But it does remind me of things like, Dragon Quest and modern RPGs as we know them exist because Yuji Horii won a video game contest in a magazine.
Right.
Like, hey, send us your game. Okay. Totally. We have that series. And that's happened more than once in the history of this. So I like this kind of thing.
Me too.
Plus, I like this idea of exercise, social interaction, etc. This kind of cybernetic view on creating video games. I think that's very, very exciting. Our buddy Joke's big into it, and I think there are new possibilities out there that we haven't scratched the surface of where the ideas.
And that's the thing is, like, I think with all this tech, we talk about VR, we talk about AR. It's what you're saying, right? And I think when you see PlayStation VR having such a stellar year, it is people experimenting and iterating, and it started with these little experiences that have become games like Moss and Beat Saber, and you know what I mean? We're seeing more and more, so think about it where it will be in a year, 2 years, if people continue to fund stuff like this. And so for them to jump in and like, here's the AR tools, what can we do? Let's go.
I am going to insist from now on referring to VR as VR and AR as R. Those are now no longer pronounced as AR and VR.
I'll take it.
All right.
Number 3 is some interesting tidbits from our friend, Ron Gilbert, the Grumpy Gamer. He wrote a blog post over for his stuff about Thimbleweed Park sales. Of course, Thimbleweed Park, an old school point-and-click adventure that he put out recently for an audience. You loved it?
Oh, yeah. I loved it.
I loved the humor of it. I've never been a point-and-click guy, so I gave it a shot, and I liked it at demos, and I love Ron, obviously. It wasn't my kind of game, but I know the people who did, like Elise Willems, right, from Funhouse. Over the moon and was so excited when it came to Switch, which was what I was playing it on, and that's part of the story. Ron writes, interesting tidbit. Last quarter, Thimbleweed Park did 3 times as well on Switch than Steam, and overall has done better than Steam. It's hard to tell if we really did. I'm sorry. It's hard to tell if we did really well on Switch or he means just badly on Steam. Probably a little of both. Steam sales were never where I thought they should be. So then he puts this graph in here of percentage by store, right, in terms of sales. Nintendo has 32.4%. Steam has 30.4%. Then it's a breakdown. Your next highest leader would be Apple with 13.6%, Microsoft with 10.2%, GOG, with 6.1%, Google with 3.7%, and then Sony with 3.5%. Ron elaborates more. The Apple number is a little misleading due to the Mac App Store and iOS being lumped together. Also, the GOG number does not include Q3 due to not receiving money from them yet. Given that it's a controller-based game, I'm pretty impressed with the Xbox number. Microsoft has been a great partner. The Sony numbers are perplexing. Compared to the Xbox, the PlayStation 4 has a much larger install base, especially in Europe where Thimbleweed Park sales have been overwhelmingly the strongest. I am constantly asked why we don't do a Vita port. This is why. These are all life-to-date numbers, so Steam, GOG, and Xbox had a lead, which makes the Switch all the more impressive.
Yeah, I mean, it's this cultural transference, this story that needs to be written at some point here. Nintendo has figured out a way to sell us the same games over and over and over again just because they're portable, just because we prefer to play them on this thing up in front of our face or our TV. And I think it's that simple, Greg.
Well, I mean, it's also the interface. When Elise saw me playing Thimbleweed Park, she was like, wait, you can tap? You can just you can point and click like without... She's like, oh my God, this makes it so much easier, so much better. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, that's a game that I was originally introduced to, I think, as a PC game. But, what's going on?
I don't know. Tim Geddes is coming out here.
Something sensual is taking place.
Tim Geddes has some kind of...
You're modeling.
Sure, hold on. Let me get this down. I don't know what's going on. Oh, sorry.
Microsoft sent us holiday packages.
Okay.
To me and you, because we're the special ones.
Sure.
We get these fun controllers.
What is it? Oh, it's a PUBG Xbox controller. Okay.
Which is really cool. It's blue. I like that. Ugly Christmas sweater. Xbox style. But
Sea of Thieves.
Yes.
Most importantly. Oh, no way.
An ornament of a little Xbox One.
That is awesome.
I'm still stuck on to you and me because we're the special ones.
We're special.
That kind of
Stung
a little.
What he's saying is you didn't get anything. All right, you didn't get any. You got cold from Microsoft.
I noticed.
All
I
right,
got cold.
Andy, he got a Razer laptop from Razer because Tim ruined his thing.
Okay,
you should let Tim ruin some of your stuff. That's a really cute ornament. I want more ornaments that are consoles. I saw Kojima with a PlayStation console ornament or PS1. I was like, damn, that is hot. I wish I had
Razer send Andy a laptop?
Yeah, because Tim broke his.
I knew that. Yeah, I didn't realize this.
Yeah, that just happened, I think, yesterday.
I missed that part.
It's been on the social media, yeah.
Kind of beautiful.
You should just, let
I'm
Tim
not good at
ruin your
leveraging this for the free stuff.
I get you games when you need them for review.
You do. You get me them games, yeah. That's true. The special ones.
Hey, man. At least it's not Kevin screaming you're a part-timer, all right?
Yeah, there's that. Cool, Greg's there. He could remind me.
Thimbleweed Park, yeah. And so to be clear, I want to reread it because it confused me. Last quarter, Thimbleweed Park did 3 times as well on Switch than Steam, and overall has done better on Steam. Yeah. So again, Ron's thing at the end really pulled it back, that these are life-to-date numbers. So it's crazy that Nintendo, sold the...
So it's done better than Steam.
Overall, and it's had way less time. Yeah. So yeah, but again, I think that is interesting that is still the case, that the Nintendo Switch games, indie games, still sell so well there.
Well, there's a school of thought, Greg. I agree the touch interface helps, and I agree that we've come to associate the Switch in a weird way with lower fidelity art styles and with these kind of smaller, shorter experiences. But there's a thing that goes, a school of thought in PC gaming that goes way back that says that some of the magic of PC gaming, especially in its classic era just leading into today, is just the distance from the monitor. That PC gamers associate certain kind of games with being right up here, with the sound right there, the control interface this close, and the like RTSs. Some of why they've never taken off on console is that the interfaces aren't set up for them, or that people don't design around the restrictions of console. But some of it is that the people that love these games associate them with an audiovisual experience.
That's a great point.
Intimacy.
That's a really good point.
I think we may be doing the same kind of thing with Switch.
Okay.
I don't know. I can't prove that, but I really wonder about it.
Interesting. That's a really interesting wrinkle, yeah, because I totally get that, especially when you're talking about an RTS on PC, right? It's right in front of you. It's all right there. Yeah. Whereas when you get that distance from the TV to your couch, it's a different experience.
It just feels different. Even if you have a bigger TV, even if the scale's the same, there's something about that distance that feels off.
Huh. Very fascinating.
Yeah, and some people
I think it is just the fact that Switch does it so well of, hey, I'm taking it with me wherever I am. So yeah, I want a smaller indie game. I want something I can jump into. I want to be, you know what I mean? Like, it's why I'm playing, so much Octopath Traveler on it versus why I tapped out on Persona 5, right? Of like, cool, there's other things I want to play on my PlayStation right now, whereas I can leave Octopath in the bag at any point and pop it back in and be ready to go.
So now that
bring Persona 5 to Switch.
Now, yeah, you're right. You got Joker coming in now. So I figure P4 and P5 both come to Switch eventually.
I'd like that. Yeah,
I'd
like that a lot,
I think
Jared.
they both come to Switch.
All right, cool. Thank you. I agree with you, and you should make that happen, all right?
Yeah, I'll do it. You got it.
Jared, I'm excited to see if Persona ever comes to Switch.
I'd love that.
But the announcements are still so far away. If I wanted something more imminent, like say what came to the mom and grop shops, where would I go?
I'd go to the official list of upcoming software across each and every platform, as listed by the Kind of Funny Games Daily. Show hosts each and every weekday.
Yeah. I'm waiting this fly to land because he's right around us right now. Oh, he's on the side.
again.
Oh, there you go. Hold on. No.
Going slightly mad here.
Out today as Divine Hearts 2 on Xbox One.
I read that it's Ass Divine.
That's what I did too, so that's why I stopped and slowed down.
Okay.
Dynamite Fishing on Switch, and then Sundered Eldritch Edition on Xbox One and Switch. Deal of the day for you, Naughty Dog. To celebrate the holidays, has put out their own Yule log. This is from their Twitter. This winter, create some cozy post-pandemic atmosphere with our new Last of Us Part 2 fireplace. Find the free new PlayStation 4 system theme on the PlayStation Store now, or fire up your TV and enjoy 2 hours of warm and inviting looping video on YouTube.
Because nothing says peace on earth and goodwill to men like The Last of Us 2.
Have you seen it?
What? They'll fire? No.
The Yule log is in fact just a burned out Jeep on fire. It's just a Jeep parked askew on fire in like the post-apocalyptic world.
That's beautiful.
It's great.
That's
it's really
funny.
I'm excited. I got to get downloaded after the show.
Well done, Naughty Dog.
Well done indeed. Time for reader mail, but first I'm going to tell you about our sponsor. It's Loot Crate. The holidays are here, and guess what? You could get a gift for yourself or someone else on your list with Loot Crate and Loot Gaming. Loot Gaming is a monthly subscription box delivered direct to your door with exclusive pop culture collectibles, apparel, and gear. Loot Gaming curates and designs everything themselves, and you can't find these items anywhere else, just like the Metal Gear Solid pint glass. You might have seen it on the Kind of Funny Morning Show where I wanted to drink out of it, but Portillo did instead. So it can be a glass for you, a glass for your dog, a glass for mom, a glass for grandpa.
If you need to consume a pint of something, this is the ideal way.
Exactly, because it's got your gaming loves on it. This month's theme, well, Earth is secure. It's time to take the fight off-world. Take on alien invaders with gear from Halo, Gears of War, Mass Effect, and Galaga. Loot Gaming, is a curated collection of exclusive, one-of-a-kind items from the best video game franchises. You're guaranteed a t-shirt in every crate and more than $60 of value for less than $29 a month. This crate will sell out, so you need to order by the end of the week, which is today, to guarantee yours. Get the best surprises each month from the largest geek and gaming subscription company. Geek out in style with Loot Crate. Subscribe now by going to lootcrate.com/games and enter my code GAMES to save an exclusive 30% off your subscription. That's lootcrate.com/games. Enter the code GAMES to save an exclusive 30% off your subscription.
Been playing a lot of Smash lately. Items on, of course. Only way to play.
You're a weirdo.
And I know. Nonsense.
For the record, I was one of you till at IGN when they only play Final Destination. They only do this way.
Okay, so I was over at Old Imagine Games Network just yesterday. The culture has shifted, my friend.
Oh, well, no, it's because it was Nick and Tim and Fran that were the ones that are like, no, only Final Destination, no items.
Okay,
it was the video team that did that. Now I'm sure it's totally different.
I was over there
they
yesterday.
All got hoverboards. Miranda Sanchez is
all
doing
like
kawaii
rotating
stuff.
between stages, items on. It was beautiful.
Sure.
Great stuff.
Playing like children. We play like adults.
Rob spamming. Rob spamming.
You win? You keep winning?
Huh?
You keep winning?
No. Again, middle of the pack. That's me. Middle of the pack. Just spin around and do as much damage as possible before I die. But I digress. Galaga there in the Loot Crate ad made me think I just love watching the little ship come down. Just pulled off into the distance. It's beautiful to watch.
Asteroids was a good game too.
I liked Asteroids.
We don't talk about Asteroids enough.
We should talk about Asteroids. Wonderful vector graphics.
Indeed.
There was a time I was pretty good at Asteroids.
It's the final show of the new year. So many of you wrote in to say thank you and share your kind of funny stories with us. We're going to start with Randolo. Did I got my pronunciation right there, you think?
He went to the Imperial recruiting officer. He said his name was Rand, and the guy, his last name what? And he's like, Randolo. There we go.
I just wanted to, he wrote into kindoffunny.com/KFGD just like you can. I just wanted to say that I was inspired by what you said yesterday about people being better. I want to take a moment to say thank you. I was never a podcast person, but I found this podcast when I started a new job with a 45 to 50 minute commute now each way and needed to find something new to put on in the car. Needless to say, I'm hooked. I was also a huge fan of yours, Greg, back in your IGN days. Glad to have found you guys here. I plan to write in more often because I find that a lot of you guys share similar views that I have on games and gaming topics. And it's like listening to my best friends me and my best friends talk when we hang out. I wanted to wish a happy holidays to you and all at Kinda Funny and say thank you for enriching my life by giving me gaming news on my commute rather than when I get home and check it myself. Randolo.
Rand Solo, happy holidays to you as well. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Joyous Noel, at all, etc.
Thank you for writing in. Thank you for being a best friend. Thank you everybody who watches and supports Kinda Funny and Kinda Funny Games Daily each and every weekday. We love making the show for you. We're happy that we're part of your lives, part of your rituals. We're not going anywhere. We'll see you in 2019.
Except for Ignacio Rojas. He doesn't get a thanks.
Ignacio Rojas, you need to calm the fuck down. Jimmy Giggle writes in to kindafunny.com/KFGD and says, Xbox Game Pass is the best value in gaming. The list of games added in December are Mutant Year Zero, Ashen, Below, Kingdom 2 Crowns, Ori, Hellblade, Life is Strange, Shadow Warrior 2, Mortal Kombat X, Pez 19, Mud Runners, Strange Brigade, The Gardens Between. Fuck my tree, I'll say it again, the best value in gaming.
That's a bold move, Cotton.
Let's see if it pays off.
There we go.
No, I've been saying for a long time that I think Xbox Game Pass is great, and I think this is another thing. Mutant Year Zero, I have not tried. So many people love it. I see Klepek tweeting about it. I see all sorts of people tweeting about it. Obviously, Below is out and people love it. Hellblade's an amazing game. Life is Strange, amazing. Like, you go down this list, it's such an amazing value
it's a fantastic value. It is. I can't find anything to complain about in that service, really.
Yeah.
It's just marvelous.
And I think I saw it on Reset Era today on the threads. One of the sites put up an article today about how Xbox is poised to like dominate next generation, they say. And I've been saying it for a while because I think, again, they've laid this foundation of amazing services that now pay off when these first parties start putting out games.
You combine this with their backwards compatibility service with whatever they're planning for cloud streaming, and then just give just a half a dozen high quality exclusives, and it all comes together.
Yeah.
Yep. And you have to buy Kinect.
No, not anymore. That's done.
Comes with it.
It. We murdered it.
No, that's next gen. You have Kinect. Got to check in every 24 hours.
What if they had committed, man? What if they had committed? What if they were just like, this is Xbox One and we're going to make you love it?
Then they'd still be behind one way or the other.
Well, I mean, exactly. Braxton Basha writes into kindafunny.com/KFGD and says, "Hey, Greg, I just dropped off a lady at the airport who happens to be the older sister of Instagram's new verifier. I made sure to mention that you still haven't been verified on Instagram, and she said she'd put in a good word for you. Here's hoping, and happy holidays."
Wait, there's one verifier?
I'm sure there's many, but maybe this is the verifier. And if so, Braxton, maybe it's going to be a Christmas miracle.
The Council of Verification. I like the idea they meet in a dark room.
And it's all thumbs ups or thumbs down.
And in the center, there's like the verification check is right there in the middle with like the shaft of light coming down in the center, and then they just bring up the names. Kind of beautiful.
It still is one. I mean, if you want to talk about the greatest injustice of 2018, it's that Tim's verified on Instagram and I'm not.
Yeah, I think
because I use the platform far more than him, and I'm better at it, and I get no respect, as Ronnie Dangerfield would say.
Yeah.
Norman Reedus and the Funky Fetus writes into kindafunny.com/KFGD and says, now that Nintendo has an exclusive Marvel game of their own in Ultimate Alliance 3, what is the likelihood of a Marvel character appearing in Smash? I could imagine one being released as DLC alongside the release of Ultimate Alliance 3 in 2019. The same way some people believe Persona 5 will release on Switch with Joker's Smash arrival. Who from the Marvel Universe would you want to see? Personally, I don't believe it would be too far off to imagine Spider-Man being the one to show up, given his video game history and potential moveset.
Oh, Spider-Man would be perfect. I don't know what in the world kind of licensing deal you'd have to pull off, but if Spider-Man is within their parameters, that's what they're going to go for.
Do you think this is possible, probable?
I think it's possible.
Yeah. I think it's possible as well. Obviously, big Tim Geddes is the bigger Smash guy for us.
Yeah, let me put it...
Tim Geddes!
I think that if they have the opportunity, Spider-Man's pretty beloved in Japan too, and he is Marvel's flagship single hero. Marvel's about teams, but when you're talking a single Marvel hero, it is Spider-Man. He's got recognition in Japan. He's got recognition in the States, recognition in Europe. His moveset is perfect. He's colorful. He's kid-friendly. He's quippy. His taunts would be great. He'd be perfect.
Tim Geddes, do you run here?
There's a lot of stuff downstairs.
Okay. Norman Reedus and the Funky Fetus.
Yeah.
They wrote in and were basically saying, now that Nintendo's got Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 as an exclusive, what's the likelihood of getting a Marvel character into Smash? And if so, who do you think it would be?
0%. And if
Is it because of Capcom?
No. Not because of Capcom. I think it's because we haven't seen a Western character in Smash yet, like a third-party character.
Yeah.
I don't think it'd be a Marvel character they'd go after.
You don't think so?
I think we'd see Crash before we see Spider-Man.
Wow.
Even with, we might see him before just for licensing timing purposes, but you don't think that Disney-obsessed Japan would go for a Marvel character as soon as they could?
I don't think that Marvel and Japan are as like intrinsically tied as they are over here.
I think Spider-Man is an exception to that rule.
Yeah. Still don't see it happening.
Yeah. Well, you know way more about Smash than I do.
Because here's the thing. There's like, and I get that they're in games, but there's still two rules that haven't been broken yet with Smash characters. Western third parties, and they have to come from a video game.
Yeah.
I feel like Goku is even more likely than Spider-Man.
Yeah, no, Goku is, I think Goku's very likely too.
I don't think he's very likely, but I think he's more likely than Spider-Man. So until those walls kind of get shattered, we ain't seeing no Spider-Man. But if we did see a Marvel character, it would be Spider-Man.
Okay. You don't think Iron Man?
No.
Okay. It's just an honest question. Don't flick me off. Stop.
Proton cannon.
Gotcha. Whoa. Is it just the beer, or is there more stuff downstairs?
Hella wings, beers, a lot of boxes.
Okay.
I'm making it.
All right, I love you.
Yeah, Tim Geddes looks like he just climbed out of the lower level of a coal mine.
Sure.
He's breathing heavily, covered in streaks of dirt. It's just like Harlan County, USA over there.
Eddie D. Santiago writes into kindafunny.com/KFGD and says, Greg, I'm writing in today because of your tweet from earlier in the morning about the K/DA song in Beat Saber. I've never heard it pronounced. It's just KDA probably. They say in the song, yeah. You know what I'm talking about here?
I'm not cool enough to know how to pronounce that.
If you didn't know, KDA has been, the song Pop Stars has been added for the League of Legends promotional video that was KDA, League of Legends K-pop, has been added to Beat Saber as a free piece of DLC. It's awesome. I should have put that in the new things today. I forgot. Yeah. I also should have put Spider-Man in the new things today. It's the final day of work.
The words Beat Saber here, I care about those words. Sure. Pretty much all the other words in this article don't mean a lot to me.
We want your opinion on them, so stick with me, all right? So anyways, the KDA song is in Beat Saber. I'd previously written about Riot Games and all the problems they've had. And today, I feel conflicted. I'd love to support the Beat Saber team, but I feel like the KDA business is just a big distraction from what's really happening at Riot. So my question is this. When someone/something turns out to be toxic or goes against your core ideals, how do you separate the creators from the art? I've not played League of Legends since Cecilia over at Kotaku's story broke, and I feel like supporting Riot in any way flies in the face of my personal protest. I'd love to hear yours and Jared's thoughts on the matters. Also, enjoy your week. Only a week off? Yeah, it's bad.
That's rough, ain't it?
Yeah, whatever. We love doing the job, so it's cool. But time to play games.
Time to play games.
It's an interesting question, Eddie. With all of the Riot fallout that's been happening from the Cecilia thing, the bro culture, the toxic culture, the stuff that had been reported over there, I took it in a very different way. Now, and I get to be very privileged, I guess, in this argument of I don't play League. I don't really, I don't know anything about League. The song came out of nowhere. I think it's fucking awesome. I love it. I'm fine. I'm happy they're putting it into a game that I can enjoy because I love Beat Saber. I took it the opposite way of I have plenty of friends who work at Riot. I know tons of people who work at Riot. And they aren't the people that are at the top of the pyramid that are getting the shit for farting in people's faces and being a bunch of assholes and making people not feel welcome and da-da-da-da-da. So I never, and again, I had nothing to boycott because I don't play the game. I never entered into my thought process of, oh man, it's time to boycott Riot. For me, it's always been, fuck yeah, uprising at Riot. I'm glad to see these stories are getting out. I'm glad to see Riot's forced to make changes. We just saw the guy go on sabbatical or whatever it is, unpaid leave because he has to go do this. There's actual ramifications and ripples over there that are making changes. So for me, it was always about supporting the hundreds of people, not the bad apples that have made the place fucked up, and now the hundreds of people trying to make it not fucked up.
Yeah, ethical questions around purchasing are, I think, first off, vitally important. They shouldn't be laughed off.
And 100%. No, that's not what I'm doing.
You're not saying that at all. No, but I think sometimes people get very cynical about that. Well, we can't do anything about it. So no, I disagree. I have absolutely, speaking personally, been inconsistent in the way I've ethically treated my consumerism. I focus very much on it in some places and then don't think enough about it in others.
Yeah.
I have absolutely made gaming-based purchasing and work decisions based on ethics. That's happened.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Ethics are, one of the reasons I love the TV show The Good Place is that ethics are complicated and everybody's got their own take on them, and we can listen to one another and learn more about them. I would say that for the person writing in here, Eddie, do what you're comfortable with. Sit down and think about it.
Yeah.
Go, do I think that I will accomplish more by not giving them my money right now? Because there's an argument to be made. We've used our vote with your wallet here before. If you believe that you, along with others together, voting with your wallet will push some of the people out of the leadership to better decisions, and you, with your convictions and your research leads you to believe that, then follow that ethic. If you're more in Greg's perspective and you feel like, no, my main idea here is probably to support the middle people and I feel like enough is happening at the top, then follow that ethic. Do what you're doing for the best reasons you know how. I'm glad you're asking us about it. I don't play League, and so it is hard for me to comment on this specific situation. I do know that there are times I've had trouble buying things from people or doing work for folks that are doing things that I know are kind of egregious. But like Greg, I have many friends at Riot that love what they do and love many of the people they work with.
Exactly.
So we're kind of in a weird spot because we know folks there, and that does affect. I think in a way that makes us a little less objective than we could be. We see the personality, and that gives us a unique, introspective look. But we also we're like, but our friends, they didn't do bad things.
That's the thing is, I think we know more of the worker ants or the worker bees rather than the queen, right?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
so we don't know.
But maybe it'll take financial pressure to move the queen. And
the other thing too for the Beat Saber
that.
thing is, remember too, it's free. So it's like, I don't know if they're going to look into stats and see that, oh man, why didn't people play this song? And then there's an uprising. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, ethically, I think it's a case by case basis. And so I think that is the big thing when you talk about separating the art from the artist and how that works out and what that all means. It's different for every person and it's different for every example.
LA Confidential is one of my favorite movies, and I have to look at Kevin Spacey every time I watch it.
I've never watched that movie.
Oh my God. That up there with the best movies ever.
Wow. Okay.
Incredible movie.
Nick writes into kindafunny.com/KFGD and says, just wanted to thank you for trying to create a positive community and teach people how to talk to each other. I know how it feels being on the receiving end of hate. I worked on a game with a small team and was the multiplayer programmer. The comments, threats, and harassment I received from Steam users anytime something broke for them was horrifying. He's, of course, referencing the Spider-Man stuff from yesterday.
Yep.
I don't know if you saw all of that.
I did see that, yes. Who's? I've gotten lost in the notes here. Whose email is this?
That was Nick.
That's Nick, thank you.
Not Nick from Sydney. He's underneath
Nick.
it. It's
Okay.
Nick, then Nick from Sydney, then
All
Jeffrey
right.
C.
There
But
we
instead, I'm going to insert something else here. You ready?
Yep.
Peter writes in to kindafunny.com/KFGD on the Raimi suit line and says, hey guys, now that the Raimi suit has been added to Spider-Man PlayStation 4, don't you think that Insomniac kind of shot themselves in the foot with their messaging prior to the drop of the skin? Specifically their tweet that reads, listening doesn't mean we always will do what people tell us to. We hear you. Hearing doesn't mean we act or follow. I feel like this tweet very much implies that they weren't going to put out the Raimi skin and didn't have plans to. I mean, when I saw that tweet, I just accepted the skin wasn't coming. Am I wrong here?
I think that it's the way I interpret it ex post facto is that it's a statement of exactly what they said, which is, no, we listen, but we do what we have chosen to do. We're not releasing this because you screamed about it.
Yeah.
We're releasing about it because we wanted to make you happy months ago. And we still want to make you happy.
Yeah, this was before they released it, right?
Right.
And so the thing that runs into here is, Peter, I think am I wrong here? You're reading it wrong, right? Listening doesn't mean we always will do what people tell us to. We hear you. Hearing doesn't mean we'll act or follow. What that is them very much clearly setting up the line, especially when they were being attacked for, you're not listening to us. No, we're listening. That doesn't mean we're going to do what you say you want us to do. It's something on a small scale we've run into before with Kind of Funny, of people like, well, we don't like this. And like, it's similar to what I was talking about with the Xbox One, right? Mm-hmm. We believe in what we're doing and we're going to prove to you why we're doing it and what it is. That's the thing there. We hear you and we take in all the feedback and we all I look at the Reddit, Tim looks at the Reddit, people are, the Joey and Tim and Andy are all in the Facebook group, blah, 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 blah. Insomniac saw all the stuff that was happening. And even though they were working on the Raimi suit, even though they weren't able to say they were working on the Raimi suit, you still need to get in there. And this is when people, when somebody tries to boil it down to gamers are entitled, this is what they're talking about. Because there's a sect of people on Twitter and social media or whatever, gamers, who think that they say, this should be blue. And when it isn't blue, they go, fuck these developers, they don't listen to us. But, well, no, the developers are making something. They're making it for you, but they're also making their vision. And so if their vision, it's got to be red and it's not going to be blue, it's okay that you feel you wanted it blue. I'm sure they've heard that you want it to be blue, and they thought about it if it should be blue, but that's not what they think is right for their art, and they're not going to make it blue.
Video games are shared art. That's one of the weird things about them. They belong only to the creator until they're released.
Yeah.
Then ownership is shared. But just because we own part of it, because we're consumers, customers, doesn't mean that they lose all stewardship in it either. They didn't just hand it to us. They still, especially in a world where we roll out things like DLC and the product is never really finished. I do think it's fair to acknowledge that when somebody read that tweet at that point, a part of the message they might have implied from that, and I think I implied from it, was, no, this probably isn't coming. But that's not what they said. That's what we implied.
It was trying in the midst of a storm to make people understand that you can say whatever you want and we're going to hear you and we're going to internally vet that and decide if that's our thing or not. But that's how it's gotta be.
If I were them, I'd have said it because it did set them up. They were honest with us through and through on this.
Yeah.
And
they said what they could say.
By the way, it's very cool that they did it. Why is the story not, yay, this thing happened and
because
it's good?
It was blemished by a bunch of people wanting to send death threats beforehand to be assholes and stuff.
I don't get
Be better. Becky Lynch, that's right, the man, writes into kindafunny.com/KFGD and says, Jared, which game do I buy as my first JRPG? Ni no Kuni 2 or Dragon Quest 11?
If you're getting it down between those two, DQ11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You liked that a lot.
I did. Its story is whatever, but mechanically, it's extremely engaging.
Yeah.
So it is. I wouldn't make either of those my first JRPG, but of the
What would you?
Oh man, probably Chrono Trigger. But I'm an old man.
Sure.
But Chrono Trigger is pretty spectacular. Even
I would think
now.
a Persona 4, Persona 5 would be a great entry too.
Yeah. Dragon Quest is mechanically easier to understand than P4 and P5, but P4 and P5 have better stories.
Okay.
So it's a toss up there.
Yeah.
Also, Dragon Quest is one of those games. It's like an 80-hour game that gets better as it goes. Whereupon P4 and P5 start stronger.
Yeah.
That's another thing to go with. But I don't think you can ever go wrong starting with Chrono Trigger. I think that's a great... Or Suikoden 2.
Oh, you love Suikoden 2.
Oh my gosh, what a great first RPG Suikoden 2 is. It's instantly comprehensible. The battle system is great. The story is glorious. And you can play it on your Vita or your PS3 right now. So...
Chuck writes into kindafunny.com/KFGD and says, question for Jared. This Thanksgiving, my nephew asked me how he could start making his own video games. I screen print t-shirts and have no experience in game development, but I know you've expressed in the past a plan to make a game and have mentioned game making software like RPG Maker as a good tool. I was planning on buying him RPG Maker for his PlayStation 4 when it comes out in March, but this Dreams beta sounds to have way more options than RPG Maker. Are either of these a good buy for a preteen looking to get into game making? Is there something else I should tell him about? I leave my nephew's game development future in your guiding hands.
Oh, this is great. Okay, so preteen. I don't know your nephew, so I'm taking a stab in the dark. I'd love to ask more questions, but here's what you get with each. RPG Maker, which, by the way, I feel like you're going to have more fun with on a PC, not on a PS4, just because it's easier to work with the tools, in my opinion, on that interface.
Sure.
RPG Maker is really instantly comprehensible, but it's limited. Unless he's really stretched his skills out, he's only going to be able to make RPGs. It's very good at that and not great at anything else unless you stretch it. On the other hand, it's a very easy system to learn, and there's a lot of looking it up material out there. Dreams seems intriguing and is designed to get your hands dirty with, and I don't have enough firsthand with Dreams to tell you, but it's going to be really powerful. That's obvious, and it's console based, which is cool. Another place, obviously, Game Maker is much more advanced, but also ridiculously powerful. You can do incredible things with Game Maker, but this learning curve is going to be a little higher with that. He's going to have to start learning scripting, which is not a bad habit to learn. Another place beyond those three starting points.
Beyond.
Beyond.
Can I throw out Little Big Planet 3?
That's where I was headed.
Perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's my thing is I feel like, Chuck's talking about like what's the right choice. I think you want to give him a smattering of choices so he can go. And Little Big Planet has always been great at, hey, here are tools that are easy to understand and get complicated really fast, which is why Dreams is exciting because it looks like it's not going to be as complicated.
Yep.
But I would say, yeah, that's a great place to start. He can see what other people have made. He can go make similar things like that. Get ready for Dreams. Get ready for RPG Maker.
That's where I was going. Little Big Planet 3 and Mario Maker for level design.
Oh, Mario Maker's a good one too.
It's a great way to learn level design, even though it's not really a programming interface. So those are, but LBP 3 is more powerful than Mario Maker. It's also a little more complicated. I actually love LBP 3. I don't think it did all that well.
Yeah, at that point we were I think everybody was tapped out on LBP. I didn't even play it, and I loved LBP 1, 2, and Vita. And
I did. And it's a really incredible design tool.
Yeah,
it really just can do. Another place to look to is Minecraft.
Great point.
Minecraft lets you, when you start fooling around with the tools on the back end, do some pretty neat things.
Adam writes into kindafunny.com/KFGD and says, hey, Greg and Jared. I wanted to write in for the end of year in the spirit of Greg's tweet and thank you both for all you do. I am a new member of the Kinda Funny community in the past couple of months, but Kinda Funny Games Daily is already a fixture in my daily life. I've played games my whole life, but got more interested this year in the industry itself. I want to give a special call out to Jared, as he is how I was led to Kinda Funny. I had just begun listening to GameScoop when Jared popped in for a couple of episodes earlier this year. I had no knowledge of IGN history, so all I thought was, who is this delightful weirdo? Started following him and was led to Kinda Funny, and the rest is history. Once again, thanks for such a positive, informative, and entertaining platform. Can't wait to see what's coming in the new year.
Wow, that's moving and sweet and extremely kind. Thank you. I endeavor I endeavor to be an amazing weirdo. So tthink you for that, sir. I appreciate it.
Glad to see you finally paid off.
Oh, delightful
this investment
weirdo.
I've put into you.
Huh?
You know what I mean? This investment finally paid off.
You know, I hope I endeavor to thank you, but I think I overdo it, and so I tried to curve back the thanking a little bit.
No,
but
you don't have to. I thank you for all the work you put in for me.
I mean, it's the end of the year. It's time to get sentimental. You know, you gave me a new home in February.
Thank you for making it us.
Thank you for having me.
I love you. I'm excited for 2019.
Yeah, me too.
Speaking of 2019, Greg Way, ToastyBaguette gets the final question of 2018 and says, first off, congrats on another successful year. Kind of Funny rocked 2018 with the KF Showcase and all those awesome party modes. With the year coming to a close, I was wondering if you guys have any New Year's resolutions for 2019, specifically game related. Maybe you want to clear your backlog before the end of 2019, or there's a certain series you want to open up to. Mine comes in light of a few controversies. For all of 2019, I'm cutting myself off of online service games. I'll dabble in online multiplayer for Smash Brothers and the upcoming CTR remake, but for games in the vein of Fallout 76, Destiny 2, and even Fortnite, it's a no. I want to play video games, not worry about another subscription service. So I feel like making this resolution will allow me to get several games I've been meaning to play, i.e. Persona 5 and Witcher 3, as well as being better at saving money.
I do have a resolution. I've said before that I want to write a book and want to make a game, and I was going to start both this year. I've started both this year, very quietly. But I think that my resolution for 2019, you familiar with Pico 8?
No.
Pico 8 is a really neat idea. It's a console that never existed, an 8-bit console that never existed.
Okay.
It's built in software. Somebody's like, here's a machine, and instead of building the machine, they just built an emulator that emulates a machine that never existed. It's very limited, and games can only be 32K on it. And,
that's nothing.
32K games, 128 by 128 display, 16 colors, and that's it. You can't change those things about it.
Sure.
What that forces you to do is make very small but finishable games.
Okay.
And it has an in-game, it uses Lua as its scripting language, and it has in-game tools for making sprites, music, maps, everything. I'm going to make a Pico 8 game by the end of 2019. The game that I've been working, that iPhone game that I've been working on.
Yeah.
I have a working demo of that in Game Maker. I think I'm going to try to downport that to Pico.
Okay.
Which is doable.
Yeah, totally. I believe it.
And because it's a very simple game. And so I'm going to do that. I was inspired by this somehow I had really kind of missed this, but Celeste, Greg. Celeste began as a Pico 8 game.
Really? I didn't know that.
It was a 4-day Matt Makes Games Pico 8 project originally.
That's awesome.
They're just like, let's make a little game about a girl climbing a mountain. And it was so good when they were done in that 32K code, they're like, oh my gosh, we could really do something special with this.
Yeah.
But it's all there. The strawberries are there, the climbing, the groovy music.
I didn't know that. That's rad.
Yeah. You can play, and Pico 8 games can be ported to HTML5 and to standalone EXEs. So you can hop on a webpage and play it right now.
Wow.
You should play it. It's just Celeste Classic.
Okay, .com?
Just Google Celeste Classic,
okay.
and it'll play in your browser in like 2 seconds.
ToastyBaguette, that's a great question. Jared, that's a great answer.
Thanks.
I had not thought of any 2019 resolutions, so I'll make one off the top of my head.
Okay.
I'm going to get my 100th platinum.
Nice!
I'm at 80 right now. Now, you say nice. Remember, I just buy cheap games and do it, and I'm going to go to the UK store and buy a bunch of 15-minute platinums I have.
I give you a lot of crap, but I think that at this point, Greg, when you're 80 in, you just go for the century.
It's time to
mark.
get those. Let's get triple dig.
Yeah, you're already addicted to the drug.
Yeah,
you might as well just
go
overdose.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Let's see what's happening.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to squad up. This is where one of you writes into kindafunny.com/KFGD. Give me your name, username, platform of choice, and why you need help in a video game. I read it here. The best friends come and find you. Today, dorukevcim.
Whoa.
Dorukevcim.
A deer, a female, a victim.
Needs help on PlayStation 4 and PSVR. The PSN name is in the YouTube description. Okay, mine is a weird story. So the PlayStation account I mainly use is but this is an account I created as a British account to be able to download DC Universe online before it came to Turkey. British account meant it couldn't recognize my Turkish credit card, so I have to use the account to do all the purchases on PSN, including PlayStation Plus. Good thing is I don't normally play online, so it's not a big problem. But I just bought Firewall 0 Hour with the AIM controller for PlayStation VR and really want to play it with some best friends. I will be able to play after the 23rd. The account I can play on with online is so please add that. But if you want to chat, compare trophies, or all the other stuff, add hey. And if you want to, add both. Also, I am from Turkey, so there will be some time difference, but it's winter break, so I can arrange time easily. If you want to understand what blah, blah, blah means, you need to go to the YouTube video, and it's in the description. Right, cool, Greg?
Every time you do that, I just keep hearing you as Madeline and Celeste. Now, you're like Theo.
One final thank you before we get out of here. It comes in a rotating segment from Miss Envy. Miss Envy writes in and says, "Hey, Greg and Jared, and the rest of the Kinda Funny crew. I wanted to write in and say a huge thank you to you and the inspirational Steve Saylor for doing the Assassin's Creed Odyssey Season Pass Twitter giveaway. Steve reached out to me to let me know I was the winner, and I can't wait to get into the DLC after I finish the main story. I'm currently sitting at around 60 hours so far in loving discovery mode. I hope everyone at Kinda Funny and all the Kinda Funny best friends have an amazing holiday, and I can't wait to see what you all have planned for 2019. Thank you, Miss Envy. Thank you, Steve, of course, for co-hosting on Monday and, of course, sharing some codes with the Kinda Funny best friends.
I can't wait to see what we have in store for 2019.
You don't have to wait long. 2 weeks from today, everybody, January 4th, a 12-hour stream starting at 11 a.m. Pacific time on twitch.tv/kindafunnygames. We will reveal what exactly we're doing and how crazy we are for what's going on in 2019.
Freaking rad.
For now, let's see what we got wrong. We asked people watching live on twitch.tv/kindafunnygames to go to kindafunny.com/you're wrong and tell us what we screwed up so we can tell you, set the record straight for youtube.com/kindafunnygames and people listening on podcast services around the globe.
What was our final year wrong of the year?
Not a lot of year wrongs. I'm looking. Okay, out today from Zyger, Smash Brothers Ultimate has a 1.2.1 update, so make sure you update your games.
Okay. Is that really a year wrong?
No, that's an out today that we missed, but I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll get there. Zaire says about non-video game characters being in Smash. According to an interviewed, Zachary said that non-video game characters are impossible. And there's a quote here. Again, I don't. While we can't accept characters from other company, we cannot, under any circumstances, take in anything and everything under the sky. That's because Smash Brothers requires everyone's cooperation. Again, though, Spider-Man's been in a lot of games.
I think I'm not worried about that one at all. Spider-Man's appeared in many video games. So I'm not troubled by that. Tim, again, he knows the Smashiverse way better than I do, but good Lord, can you imagine Spider-Man at Smash and the reaction
And they say that a hero can save.
Except they would lean on the 70s song if they sold it in the States.
Oh, sure.
They'd have to.
Yeah, totally. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Kinda Funny Games Daily, the final Kinda Funny Games Daily of 2018. Remember, we will be back January 4th for a big old stream to announce what Kinda Funny's doing for Kinda Funny 4.0, our 4th anniversary in 2019, January 4th. Don't miss it. Remember, if you are hurting for podcasts, of course, the Game Over Greggy Show and the Kinda Funny Games Cast roll on unabated for the next 2 weeks. There will be episodes of those, along with party modes. They'll be still popping off too. And there's a whole backlog of things for you to go check out. Of course, you can go check out all sorts of stuff on YouTube's, on the podcast services. If you go to Kinda Funny, patreon.com/kindafunny, the comic club's there, 11 episodes for just $1. There's plenty of things for you to listen to. So I don't want to see your, I'm going through withdrawals post. There's plenty of Kinda Funny content you've missed.
I counted this morning and I realized between like Patreon exclusives and other stuff that even on my own, I'd made over 100 things this year. And I'm like, there's a lot out there.
Yeah.
There's stuff to consume.
Yeah.
Pretty excited about
So we're going to stop for a second and then roll into the Kinda Funny Wingstop Smash Brothers stream where we eat Wingstop and play Smash Brothers. That'll go up on youtube.com/kindafunnygames later. And then this afternoon, after that, we're doing the Kinda Funny Games Cast. It'll go up in like 2 weeks. That's the Game of the Year edition where Jared, myself, and Tim all go through our top 10 games. Come down on a Game of the Year.
Greg, it's been an honor this year.
It's been my privilege, Jared Petty.
I did a bunch of counting, and again, I made over 100 things with y'all this year.
That's awesome.
Thank you for making all that possible.
Well, here's to more in 2019.
Hell yeah.
Until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you.